Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tinkerverse. So today I'm going to make these cute little laser cut Halloween jack-o'-lanterns basically. And you put a little tea light in there and put these on display. And it's a great little project that you can use for all kinds of decorations year-round, not just Halloween, and really spruce up your house or your desk or whatever. But before we get started, you'll notice that the Falcon A1 that I used to create this project is all boxed up and sitting here on my table. And that's because I'm giving this away. I'm giving away this entire Falcon A1 setup, the laser, the honeycomb bed, the air purifier, and a sample kit of basswood, which is basically everything you need to get started cutting right out of the box. And yeah, kind of give you a chance to take this and hit the ground running. So stick around to the end of the video for all the details on how to enter to win. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. So let's get started with the project. First, let's head over to the Boxes.py app. I'll put a link in the description so that you can jump right into it. It's a free online tool that generates laser cutting patterns for all kinds of boxes and enclosures. For our jack-o'-lantern, we need a simple tabbed box. I'm going to use a based box design that has a slightly larger base than the rest of the box so it sits nicely. Now for the dimensions, I'm going to do a 100 by 100 by 100 millimeters to create a perfect cube. And these are external dimensions, as you can see it checked. And that's the ideal size to cut the entire cube from a single sheet of 12 by 19 sheet good plywood. Now for material thickness, I measured my walnut plywood at exactly 3.15 millimeters, so that's what I'll enter into this value here. Now here's a setting that you want to make sure that you get right. What they're calling burn is also known as kerf compensation. This accounts for the amount of material that is lost when the laser burns through during cutting. Through testing with this plywood that I'm using and my laser, I found that a setting of 0.06 millimeters gives me the precise fit that I want. Next, I'm going to go into the finger joints tab and adjust the finger joint settings. I want less finger joints, so I'm actually going to increase the numbers for finger and space values to give fewer larger tabs, which makes assembly much easier and faster on the other side. And that's it. Let's generate this and get it downloaded, and it's going to give me an SVG file that I can easily import into LightBurn for the next steps. Okay, so now we're in LightBurn, and I'm going to import that SVG that we just created, and I'm just going to do a file import to grab the SVG, and it drops it right onto the screen for me. Now that we have the box structure all set, now it comes down to the fun part, and that's going to be designing the faces. Now for the faces, I'm going to use a mix of primitive or primary shapes like circles, ovals, triangles, and some lines to basically rough out all my shapes. And then I'll use a combination of node editing and do some manipulation by taking some of the nodes and rounding them out, or taking others, marking them as hard corners to create hard edges. And then add in a combination of Boolean operations and a few other tricks to lay out the faces that way that I want them. And this is where you really can get creative. There's no right or wrong. So I'm going to make some of these with oval and circle shaped eyes and build in pupils for personality. For another one, we'll do a scary face with teeth all through it, and just really have fun with it. Now for the scary face on the teeth, I'm going to use a neat trick called copy along path. I'll create a triangle and drop it onto the line of the mouth and get it lined up where I want to start. And then I'll select the triangle and the mouth line and go up to arrange and choose copy along path. This allows me to duplicate the triangle all the way along the shape of the mouth, and I can increase or decrease the number of triangles until I get a look that I'm happy with. And then when I'm done with that, I'll just hit OK, and now I've got quite a few copies of the triangle following along the path of the mouth that look like teeth. So to embellish these, I'm going to use the trim tool to go through and clip out all the pieces that I don't want. And unfortunately, a weld doesn't give me the output I'm looking for here, as you can see. So I'm just going to use the trim tool and go through and clip out all of the unnecessary bits until I get one solid shape. And then after that, I'll go in and do some node editing, and I'm going to stretch a few of the teeth out and space them out a little bit and just give them a little bit more personality. And it really creates a nice kind of snaggletooth, jagged teeth mouth look. And so now that we have the faces done, we're going to create a stem for the top of the box. I'm just going to freeform a stem here. I'm going to rough it out with the line tool and then use node editing again to clean it up and get a final shape that I'm happy with. And then for the last step, I'll add a rectangle to the bottom of the stem that's sized to the thickness of my material and then put it at 20 millimeters wide. And this will give me a nice tab to join into the top of the box. And I'm just going to join that rectangle to the rest of the stem using a Boolean operation. And then lastly, over in the lid, I'll create a matching slot for that tab. We'll do the same 20 millimeters by 3.15, and actually I'll take off a little bit for a little bit more of a snug fit. And then once I get the first slot in and centered, I'll duplicate it and rotate it 90 degrees to create a little plus sign. This plus sign will allow me to rotate the stem to face any of the directions that I want. So in this case, I'm going to be running this again on the Creality Falcon A1 that I've shown in recent videos. And it's just a 10 watt laser, so I'm going to run it at about 5 millimeters per second at 100% power. And with air assist, it should give me a nice clean cut all the way through with minimal charring. And now let's make sure that that's all set, and then we'll get this saved and sent over to the laser to start cutting. Now, let's talk about the giveaway that I mentioned at the beginning. So I'm giving away the Creality Falcon A1 laser engraver, the air purifier, the Honeycomb Bed, and a sample pack of 3mm Basswood plywood. It's the complete setup you saw me use in this video, plus some material to get you started. Now here's how to enter. Entry is completely free. Just leave a comment down below telling me what project you'd make if you won this laser. That's it. Once you do that, you're entered. I'll be drawing the winner on Sunday, November 16th, and I will record it and post a video of the drawing right here on the channel. And the winner's going to be notified via reply to their comment, so make sure that you check back. Now, a few quick details. You got to be 18 or older and have a shipping address in the contiguous 48 United States, because I will be covering cost of shipping. Again, subscription to the channel is highly encouraged, but not required to win. And if you're selected as the winner, you'll have 48 hours to contact me after I post a reply to your comment on this video. If I don't hear back in 48 hours, I move on to the backup winner. Now, for the complete official rules and eligibility requirements, head on over to the tinkerverse.com/giveaway details, and I'll also drop a link to that description below, and you'll see a full document of all of the details and rules that we're going to abide by for this giveaway. So drop your comment below, let me know what you'd create with this laser, and good luck and thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next video when I announce the winner.